Into the Lighthouse, the House of Light, a One Light Federation church located in Melton, Victoria, Australia. And this is indeed our weekly broadcast to wherever you be. Isn't it wonderful, Jenny, that we can get into everyone's home?
Yes.
We just need the invitation by people tuning in.
Yes, indeed.
And
yes,
indeed, a very warm welcome to you too.
Thank you.
Thank you. And so, friends, we look forward to a wonderful time together. So, if you are joining us for the first time, welcome aboard. And if you are rejoining us, thank you. That's very special. And so, let it be that we get the day off to a great start, and that is always by inviting our highest friends, the divine, to come and join with us as we lift and raise our vibration likewise. And we set up our spiritual protection to ensure that we are only mixing and bathing and working with the highest, no one else. And so will you join with us for the opening prayer, the furnace of light, spirit protection exercise, and the Lord's Prayer. Thank you. Almighty, loving and eternal God, great and supreme Spirit, Lord Jesus Christ, our dear friends of the highest, what joy fills our essence but our entirety as we reach out to embrace you of the highest. And as always, with great humility, we thank you for responding. We know you are always with us, and you never fail us either. And so it is that we encourage ourselves never to fail you. And as we strive to lift and raise our vibration even further, so that we truly link with you, greater than and closer than ever before, let it be that this day be a marker so that we, as we strive forward, continually improve, grow, and elevate, following and emulating your divine steps all the way. And with love, we say thank you. Amen. I am a furnace of light, and I radiate and project my light, my love, my power, my strength, my might, throughout this home, over all this land, to the fence lines and beyond, and deep into the earth, mute and transform all energies to love and light. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not when in temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. And Jenny, I know you have a wonderful encyclopedia full of knowledge you wish to share today.
I do.
So I'll go for lunch and leave it with you.
Yes. But isn't it looking at the date of today, and it's full of the master numbers. We have the 22nd of November, which is the 11th month, and of 2020, which is the double two again. So we have 22, 1122.
Wow.
Wonderful. So indeed, all beautiful master numbers, very powerful numbers. And so we have a powerful reading that comes forth for you today. So let it be that you are open and receptive to hear this wisdom, knowing that it has and is inspiration that will help you on your pathway. So let it be that you sit and relax wherever you are and allow these words to resonate with your heart, and just to allow yourself to just bathe in the divine light. And so Spirit said this morning, and we soften our approach, knowing that gently does it. We hold the reins and we are pleased, recognizing the blessing it is to be in control and to have an understanding of all that is at play. And again, when we hold the reins, it means that we know that we are in control. And that also means too that we are willing it into being. Confidently, we stand knowing we are proud and shining, trusting we are being prepared for greater things. To be is to be. Ask thyself how to be more than you are. To be or not to be, as we all know that famous line from Hamlet.
That is the question.
That is the question. And so Spirit were really putting this forward. So again, let the words, this wisdom that comes forth from the powers that be this morning, let it be that you allow yourself just to take a relaxing, gentle step back, so to speak, so that you feel the words heal as you listen. And you will be aware and very pleased with how you are awakening as these words touch you. And so, as Spirit said, to be is to be, which means we remember that we are human beings. We are beings. So we are to be the truth of who we truly are. We are to be the reflection of our spirit. That is enlightenment. And that is what every human on the earth is trying to achieve, is to be our true spirit self, the greatest aspect of who we truly are, and that is truth. So as Spirit had put this forward, to be or not to be, which means we have the free will on earth to be the being of our true nature or not. So really understand this as Spirit bring this forward. So show your initiative by being aware. So this is an awareness. The beautiful wisdom that comes forth is an awareness. It is an awakening. It is to help you have a greater understanding of life's purpose. Of the whole reason you are here is to wake up to this. This is the truth. So really take this on.
Very powerful messages, a beautiful message.
Yes. So then, the powers that be said, the new generation of new developments, pushing impatiently into a franchised world, trying desperately to get to the top quickly, thinking they are deserving of it, not knowing what life is all about. Too many caught up in ego. Respect? What's that? Yes, remember, take a step back and be aware of these words. You can see this all around you. Time is changing, and it needs to. And the heavens will burst with a flame and send signals forward in preparation of a new world. Don't sit waiting. The advice is to get busy, righting your wrongs and finalising loose ends. Settle disagreements. Don't carry them into the new world. Be clean and be aware. Great wisdom. But really take this on board. If you have to listen to this again and again, do so. Let it really sink in with these words and what comes forth. For when they come forth, the powers that move through as I'm typing these words are so strong. They are very, very present. Just as I'm saying the words now, they are very, very present. Allow them to enter into your heart center and to be loving, to embrace the wisdom. Be loving in the sense that you have an understanding and then put it into practice, the teachings. So shine a little light on me. And this was Spirit encouraging people to pray, encouraging to reach out to higher divine light, recognizing that you are all watched over, that you all have guides and angels to assist you. But are you taking advantage of their light and of their love to help you? This is the question. Another question. Because remember, life is about free will, and you have many choices. So make the right choice. If it comes from the heart center and it is loving, then you know that it is the right choice. So listen to what Spirit's saying. You will need to trust in your intuition, for you are being brought home. Spirit are bringing you home, for they are teaching you. We are bringing forth the message of Spirit to help you move into your heart center, and we are calling you home so that you bathe in the love, in the divine light, so that you see with clarity and have a greater understanding of who you are and of what lies before you. Keep listening, so much wisdom. Going inwardly and acknowledging the plans and distribution of connections. Time is of the essence, and at the right divine time, vibrations will shift and carry you to finer surroundings, energizing and preparing you to be. There is no stopping this action. It is. We have now brought forth this wisdom. We are making it clear to all who listen that this is taking place. So let it be that you move into your heart, where you will feel that connection, trusting that you will rise with the new vibration that is being prepared for you. And it's so beautiful for when I'm sitting receiving this wonderful wisdom, and I'm having beautiful sights as well, beautiful visions, beautiful feelings in my own heart, connecting to this wisdom of divinity. I was so aware too, we all have met our beautiful little friend Sarah, and one of her favourite songs is Kumbaya. And after writing that last sentence, there is no stopping this action, it is. And then I heard Kumbaya, and the words, Christ, walk by here. Come to thy feet. I am prepared and willing to serve, for I am. To be is me. What a beautiful line. Are you ready to be? That is the question. Hark, who goes there? Who is defeating you, frustrating you, blocking you, pushing your buttons? And why? It is to make you stronger and on your toes. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Are you now feeling the blood flowing, exercising life at its best? Hark, who goes there? I'm defending and learning what I need to know to help foster my future, my destiny and purpose. So thank you. Thank you for everybody who has taught me to be strong, to be courageous, to be loving. For what it showed me is that I am more of the divine. I could see the lesson that was being taught, and the people who brought that to my feet, I thank you, for you have been a gift. You have rewarded me with enlightenment. I am enriched because of you, for I still bathe in the divinity of my light, stronger, brighter and wiser for all that you have taught me. And so yes, indeed, I am ready to be my truth, to stand on my path of righteousness, to be the light and to shine it, to be the example of the divinity, be or not to be. I am better, not bitter. I shine because I am. So important to have an understanding of life and its lessons, of life and its experiences. We all have opportunity. Every person on the earth has an opportunity to awaken to this glory. Everyone has experiences that will help them elevate or will send them lower than where they are. And again, it's the choices we make, but it's also how we see ourselves. But we then remember that we are connected to a higher dimension, to higher life, to God, to the Masters. And being the day of Masters, let it be now that you call forth a Master that you adore, that you look up to, with reverence and awe. Be aware of who you call to you, to help you understand this wisdom, to help you understand yourself, to help you have the strength to rise above and not to get caught up in the play. Remember, the more tests in life that you have, the stronger you become. God does not give you something that you cannot or are not capable of embracing, of learning, of conquering, of achieving, succeeding. But again, it is your view upon it. It is your perception of yourself. God's perception of you is completely different. With God on your side, it doesn't matter how many people try to pull you down, because they can't. Because you are connected and aligned with the divine. The divine is greater, wiser, and of love. And when you embrace every situation with love, knowing that you are learning, that you are growing, that you are achieving and succeeding, you continue soaring. You are being the expression of God. Right before them, you are shining. All glory is yours. And it never is taken from you. Never. You are the master, wearing the master's shoes, for you stand in your power, the power of God. Feel that vibration now. Feel that love. Feel the humility, the purity within your heart center. Know that you are loved. Know that you are worthy of having an understanding of this. To be or not to be, that is the question. So be your truth now. Be honest and stand in your honesty and truth. Never, never. And Spirit said, let me read that paragraph one more time. Are you now feeling the blood flowing, exercising life at its best, meaning I'm awakened, I now know. Hark, who goes there? I'm defending and learning what I need to know to help foster my future, my destiny and purpose. So thank you. Hark, who goes there? Here I am. Here I am. Awareness is a kind friend who helps you see the light. Embrace it and lovingly nurture this gift, for indeed that is what it is. Awareness helps you see from a higher perspective so that you align with the lesson at hand, again strengthening you to overcome any challenge that will help you reach enlightenment. Don't wake up in the cold or be shut out in the storm. Come into the heart where you will be warm and protected, learning with far more depth and understanding of what is at hand. And again, when you do not know what's happening in your world, or why me, why is this happening to me? Take a moment to go back into the heart center where you are warm and protected, where you remember that you are one with the divine, and all that is taking place is to help foster you for your future destiny, where you will awaken. Don't let life get the better of you. Always stand and be proud of who you are, for there is so much waiting for you to conquer. Remember, life is a dream. It goes so quickly. So don't waste time being you. Don't put off what you can learn now. Do it. Be your strength. You will recognize within you, you will hear the call. You are better than that. Listen. Listen to the inner. Listen to your inner world calling and bringing you home. Well, that is indeed what is taking place. You are going inwardly into your home of love, being nurtured and nourished for future destiny. And as I used the line before, be better, not bitter. Don't allow circumstances of events make you bitter. Do not hold on to resentment. Allow that to leave you with love, transforming it to love and light, so that it then is your friend. For then it will serve you as it should, as it does. If you give it the energy of love, the experience will then be your friend, will be your power. And this is how you grow to become enlightened. Just let it be like water off a duck's back, so to speak. Don't hold on to it. Let it go. Let go of the chains and the shackles at your feet that stop you moving forward. You must remember that you are here for a greater purpose. So don't let anybody get in your way of reaching that. You are stronger. And as I said, God is on your side. God has your back and continues to be your supporter, encouraging you to move forward. But you must take the reins first. To stand proud is to be humble and inspired by divine. See the reason to elevate. Understand the future is waiting for you to lead. And as I just said, you take the first step. Spirit are there, taking your hand, guiding, supporting, assisting, providing everything you need. You just have to let them know that you are serious, that you are committed, and it will all take place. You have to show commitment, and there will be ease, that you will feel comfortable in your own shoes. Take on the duties set before you. That is yearning for completeness. We all feel at some time a yearning for more, that there feels like a lack, a void, an emptiness. Let it be that this gives you motivation and inspiration to fill that with love. But again, you must be that inspiration to yourself. You cannot rely on others to make your life happy, to make you happy. You have to find it within yourself first, and then happiness becomes you. Regardless of everybody around you, if they are happy, but you still feel this within. You cannot pretend that you are happy if you're not. You know that. You cannot lie to your heart. Your heart knows. Well, that is the higher aspect of you, which is love. The love center is of love. Love conquers all. So let it conquer you, so that you know that you can move into the higher aspect of who you truly are. And then trust and believe in it. And you'll never look back. path is open to all who try with sincerity. Life is a journey, a playground of repeats. And when you awaken with wisdom and laugh, for you remember that you are God-given. And I am hearing God. So as I said those words, I was then hearing God is dwelling in my heart, for we are one. And that was my favourite hymn when I was a little girl. God is dwelling in my heart, for he and I are one. Isn't it interesting? I always knew at such a young age this truth, and it was always calling me into my heart centre. To have an understanding of something that I couldn't understand at such a young age. But I knew that by going inwardly and connecting and being embraced by that I felt peace. And that is a knowing. That is life. And that is purposeful. For we remember that we are so enriched by love and with the connection of God. And I truly thank the Masters for being present. For it is when I'm present in the presence, I understand the righteousness and truth of all that is. And truly to be is easy when you are aligned with the highest of spirit. And I call thee to my feet. And I encourage all of you now to do this. We called forth the Masters, but let the Master now be at your feet, loving you, knowing that your life path is prepared. Your journey awaits you. Your destiny is calling. And the Master now looks into your eyes. Look at the Master. Look into the eyes of the Master. And feel the connection. Feel the love like never before. Remember that you are dutiful, purposeful, and powerful. Be at peace and feel at peace within you. And all that embraces and encompasses you right now. And there is a sweetness. And there's a song in my heart and it's sweet. There's a song in my heart and it's you. And indeed, you must know this is true. Be aware of the sweetness that is all around you, and it will help you feel the joy. It will help you understand the lessons. It will help you understand life and its experiences. So be happy and smile, for I'm awakening. I see. I know what I need to know.
Thank you, Sarah.
Yes, Sarah. And the Master still lovingly prepares you. Remember, the Master has faith in you. Have faith in yourself. And see the light and the colours that you see. And they are shining. And they're aglow. And the world is aglow because you're in it. Remember, your world is here for you to embrace, to learn, and to live. For you have to live to learn. Let us keep before him, for we are dutiful in our stance. Those who exercise their role with righteousness and good intent will truly see the glory that they are to the world. So move into these times with an open heart, for it is only with love that you will bathe in the richest vibration, and kindness teaches patience and humility. So be kind to the one who does you wrong, and you will soar like never before. Remember that your perception is that they have done you wrong. So now really have a look at what they have taught you, and you will see that it is a blessing, that it is a gift, that you were born to reach and conquer the lessons that you have chosen to learn. So those who come forth on your pathway, who have an effect on you, they are there as the teacher. So recognize what they are teaching you. Do not take it personally. Recognize the gift. Recognize when you see, as Spirit said, about the repeat. Because sometimes it's not the same person teaching you that lesson. For you have ran away. And so a new person, a new teacher comes forth to teach you the same lesson. So quickly learn it, master it, see it for what it is. And as Spirit have encouraged, to be. Make the right choices. Move into your heart. And allow the kindness to be your friend. Be humble, be kind, and it will forever nurture you. So thank you. And remember to continue to wear your shoes proudly and to be comfortable in them. Make the most of this lifetime. And truly, it is in your hands, so take the reins. Stand in your power and have the strength to truly see with clarity what is taking place around you. Yes, so to be or not to be.
Indeed, and that is the question. Thank you, Jenny.
Well, thank you, Spirit.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed, thank you, Spirit. And thank you likewise to the various guides. Because, friends, as we watch, as we listen, it is that some of us, of course, have sight, and I'm speaking spiritually, whereby we can see. Others of us hear, or feel, or sense. In other words, we all have different gifts. But there are many guides who came forth and spoke and inspired, both when Jenny received and as she has now delivered. And we use the name readily of Sarah, and Sarah is quite easy to recognize because she is a young girl coming through from Spirit. A very special young girl, mind you. And we had obviously Melchizedek,
Yes.
when we describe it as the raspy type voice, but many others coming in. And how blessed that we have Jenny with us as a very great medium. I say that, that's not Jenny saying it, so that's not Jenny blowing her trumpet, so to speak. It's me. And it's also me, as I emphasize, that this comes forth from the highest of Spirit. Our goal is to bring forth that which is of the highest for the highest good of all concerned. And that is the encouragement that we bring forth from this platform, on this broadcast, week after week after week after week. If that sounds repetitious, and after all, Jenny said we go round in circles in life, then think of it this way, friends. Spirit of the highest, repeated every nanosecond of every hour, of every day, of every year. In other words, the highest of spirit never give up. They are working, they are striving, they are doing their absolute best to help each of us get up off our knees, to lift and raise our aspirations, our actions, our thoughts, our prayers, our words, everything about us. So what are we doing to assist and support those mighty efforts? Some of us, and I'm not being judgmental when I say some of us just don't get it. Full stop. It's fact of life. For we are all different. And I will share with you something which emphasizes that point, and it gives us a laugh at the same time. So I love looking at spectacles, so on they go. And a blonde. I love blondes, but a blonde wanted to go fishing. She'd seen many books on the subject, and finally, after getting all the necessary tools together, she made for the nearest frozen lake. After positioning her comfy footstool, she started to make a circular cut in the ice. Suddenly, from the sky, a voice boomed, "There are no fish under the ice." Startled, the blonde moved further down the ice, poured a thermos of cappuccino, and began to cut another hole. Again from the heavens the voice boomed forth, "There are no fish under the ice." The blonde, now quite worried, moved away down to the opposite end of the ice, set up her stool, and tried again to cut the hole. And the voice once more came forth, "There are no fish under the ice." She stopped, looked skyward, and said, "Is that you, Lord?" The voice replied, "No, this is the manager of the ice rink." I think the story illustrates the point I made. Some of us just don't get it. We can be well-intentioned, have good intentions, do something with passion and with love. But if we are not headed in the right direction, no matter what we do, no matter how we try, it won't work. It will not work. But then there are those of us who try to make excuses, who try to bluff our way. And let's face it, there are many who try that, when they know perfectly well what they try to prove is incorrect. And I will share this with you. A lawyer runs a stop sign, obviously driving a car. A lawyer runs a stop sign and gets pulled over by a policeman. As you would expect, the lawyer is an arrogant one who thinks he is smarter than the cop. And cop is not an unfriendly term. It means constable of police. That's the origin of the word cop. So the lawyer thinks he's smarter than the cop because of his education and training. He decides to prove this to himself and have some fun at the cop's expense. The copper says, "License please." Lawyer says, "What for?" Cop says, you didn't come to a complete stop at the stop sign. Lawyer says, I slowed down and no one was coming. The cop says, you still didn't come to a complete stop. License, please. Lawyer says, what's the difference? The cop says, the difference is you have to come to a complete stop. That's the law. License, please. Lawyer says, if you can show me the legal difference between slow down and stop, I'll give you my license and you give me the fine. If not, you let me go and no fine. Cop says, okay, get out of the vehicle, sir. At this point, the copper takes out his baton and starts beating the living daylights out of the lawyer and says, do you want me to stop or slow down?
Wow.
I think the message was delivered. And this, friends, is the way things work with the divine, the highest of spirit. And I'm not saying that they get the baton out and they beat the living daylights out of us. That's not what I'm saying. But inevitably, everything works out for the highest good of all concerned, regardless of whether or not we understand it at the time. We can have good motivation, good intent. We can strive hard and do what we think is right. Or we can try and bluff our way through it or give it lip service, so to speak. But we have to remember, just the same as if we look in terms of our education system, in terms of elevation, the distance between God, Jesus, the highest, and where we are, what is it? Surely it must be the equivalent of, we'd be in kindergarten, and they would be postgraduate. A rough approximation, whatever it may be, but it's the principle that I illustrate. We have to understand that God knows our every thought, our intent, and even our likely actions before we commit to or do them or undertake them. And hence, it is that the highest, likewise our guides working with us, our spirit friends of the highest, I stress, will step forth and try to direct our paths. They can't run our lives for us. That's not the deal. We have to live and run and learn our lives. But they can guide us. They can shield us. They can help us. They can direct our paths. And they do so with love and compassion. They try to provide that inspiration, that upliftment. But we have to help ourselves. Remember, we take the first step, Spirit join us on the second. In other words, what is our intention? Is our intention honourable and desirable? Honourable to the builder? That's a good question. And so what's your answer? We can all sit back and complain and think nothing's working. But what are we doing about it? What are we doing about it? And inevitably, we all sit down at times. We think, we ponder, and then a flow comes. Wow, that's a good idea. Where did that come from? It was impressed. Look at the great mastery. Jenny has quoted today Shakespeare. That line, that famous and immortal line from Hamlet. To be or not to be? That is the question. And so it is with our thoughts, prayers and actions likewise. for us to be. In other words, to commit, to do something, and to do something worthwhile. Not frivolous and just another waste of time. And let's be honest, and I'll be brutally honest, many of us really waste our time. And sometimes it's by consuming a lot which unnecessarily goes to our waste. You understand? Yes. When we intake, now I'm talking here of knowledge, what we think is knowledge, or what is purported to be knowledge, as in coming forth from others who would like to give the impression that they really know, that they are experts. They know their stuff. But we know what an expert happens to be. An X is a has-been. A spurt is a drip under pressure. And I put it to you, learn from those who genuinely know. Learn from the highest of spirit, not those who would bluff their way and effectively lead you up the garden path. There are many who will bring forth that which is not correct. So in other words, verify the information, the wisdom. And that's why we encourage, when we set up our prayer, we make sure we undertake the spiritual protection exercise, so that we know, we ensure we are working only with the highest of spirit, not with tricksters or pranksters or lower energy or vibration, because that exists in abundance. And that's the real difference. It's to work with the highest. It's the same if we want to learn and grow, if we want to be a good musician or a great musician, a good painter or a great painter, if we want to be excellent in our field, we will go to the best to learn. We won't go to Joe Blow, who lives around the corner. And it's not being snobbish in any way at all, because we look to genuinely learn. And with that learning, with that elevation, comes humility. For truthfully, friend, those at the top of their profession, those who really know, and having had a life experience, they are so humble, thrilled and delighted to speak, to pass on their wisdom, their knowledge, their insight. Just the same as Pablo Casals, the famous cellist, brilliant cellist. At the age of 86, he still practiced 8 hours every day. Yet he was one of the world's, if not the world's greatest cellist. He still, at 86, practiced 8 hours every day. And a reporter asked, "Mr. Casals, you're the world's greatest. You're 86, why do you still practice 8 hours per day?" And his answer, with complete humility, "Because I finally think I'm starting to get somewhere." Such humility. But he realized, even as good as he was, there's room for growth and improvement. And friends, again, this is what I encourage, what we encourage. We don't sit here and profess to know everything. We are the voices of of the Spirit teams of the highest, with which we are blessed, and we bring forth their message. That's what it's about. We're very proud to have been called to do so. And we are very proud and humbled likewise to bring the message through for you to listen, to receive, to absorb, to take on board. And it is with humility that we thank you for taking the time, but likewise for sharing this. And that's the beauty again with this electronic media. We thank you for sharing, spreading it to your friends, and even those you may not see as your friends. Remember again, as Jenny said earlier, the friends, even those we don't see as friends, they are friends, but they have an assignment, a life assignment, to teach us, to push us out of comfort zones, so that indeed we have to challenge the challenge. But inevitably, when we push ourselves, or we are pushed, and we step miles out of comfort zones, and yes, we have to really challenge the challenge. After that, we get to the point where we realize, hey, we're starting to achieve something here. Just as Pablo Casals, practicing all those hours for all those years, and he freely admitted he's starting to make further progress. This can be us likewise. It's not for us to think, oh, look, we've done this for years, we know it now. No. When we get to that stage, sadly, that's ego and arrogance. And it's time to shut up shop and go home. We must never allow that to take place. And likewise, we must never be fazed or put off by such comments, or indeed such arrogance. And I say this with love, for it's understanding life's situations as they occur. It's for us to realize, okay, if that's the way that particular person or that particular group now respond or feel, right, okay. Our pathway had, remember the GPS, the God positioning satellite? Yes, our GPS kicked in, and we've now been guided on to a different pathway where we will encounter and mix with and meet those who are meant for the next chapter of our life and our growth. And so it is that we move on further up the step ladder, so to speak, and we learn and grow and learn and grow and learn and grow. Remember, Jenny said what goes round comes round. Yes, life is a series of lessons. Things keep going around and around and around until we learn the lesson. And just as Jenny also said, it's not always with the same person or the same people. For if we didn't learn and master the lesson, or the lessons, it will be with someone else in different situations, but ultimately we learn and we grow. Life is not a mystery. It is only a mystery if, with restlessness, we continually try to work it out, rather than allowing life to work itself out and take us with it. That's wise. And thank you to the guide who just brought that forward. Very wise. I don't claim give credit to my guide. But it is, in other words, to accept that each of us be open to receive. But again, having the confidence and the faithfulness and the sincerity, both with ourselves and the highest spirit, our highest spirit teams, knowing full well that that which is inspired is genuinely of the highest, and to help, not only to inspire us, but to guide our pathways, as opposed to being fooled and pulled down into lower vibration. Awareness is so necessary, but having that awareness, it is for us to likewise act, but to always act with love and with divine inspiration. And as we look to others, as we look at situations, as we look around us, it is for us to be perceptive. Obviously, to have the wisdom and the understanding. Just the same as someone may do that on a sporting field, or even walking down a footpath. Otherwise, of course, we know what happens. We simply walk into or crash into things. Naturally, we need our wits about us. But it is to recognize, to be alert, sharp, on the ball, and again, with love and with passion. But when we have that within us, which is like a security, a knowing, a level of confidence, and knowing full well that we are not alone, we are linked. We are linked. It's not to walk around with our head held high as being above others. It's not to have our head up in the clouds either. It's not to be arrogant, but it's to know that we have our light shining. People will look at us and probably wonder what we've been up to. They'll know there's something different about us. But do them the favor, smile, and radiate your love and light in their direction. Send love to them and silently thank them for recognizing, regardless whether they know what it's about or not. But the fact is that they recognized there's something different. And that's the first step. And so as we have that recognition, friends, let it be likewise that we have that recognition and be fully open to Spirit of the highest and those splendid gifts which surround us and are with us at all times, if only we recognize them. But it's for us to recognize ourselves as the first step, our true self. And that's the difference. Our true self, as in our highest and glowing self. And so I say thank you, and God bless each of you. Thank you.
Absolutely awesome. Wonderful, wonderful wisdom. And this wisdom that we have shared this day really should be repeat.
Okay,
So
let's
that the
start again.
message really hits home. So wonderful wisdom, so much love and sincerity and humility. So thank you so much. It was wonderful. Thank you to our spirit team who bring forth this wonderful, wonderful wisdom. And we all, truly. Thank you.
Yes, it's a blessing for each of us. And so let us now give thanks for the blessing, for that which has been received this day. Just the same as we used to years ago. Think back. We used to years ago, and I can remember being taught to do so, to bring forth and give thanks, prayer and thanks, before and after receiving meals. Wow. Yes. Respect. That was it, wasn't it? Yes. What's that?
Yes.
And so, with respect, we bring forth now the closing prayer and thank you.
Thank you.
Almighty, loving and eternal God, great and supreme Spirit, Lord Jesus Christ, our dear friends of the highest, with the greatest of humility, respect, and thankfulness, we say thank you. And as we say thank you, we realize that it is such a simple word, but it means so much. And as we give thanks, it is that we truly say thank you. And we give our commitment to continue striving, but doing so with even more effort, so as to truly show our passion and our belief, and that yes, it is a case of here I am, Lord, for each of us, and that we are ready, willing, and able to serve you in the way you would wish us to serve. And with love we say thank you. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Thank
And
you,
so,
everyone.
yes,
Until
thank you,
next
Jenny.
time.
Yes, thank you, Jenny. Thank you, your team, and thank you to my team. Friends, you've been watching a live broadcast from the Lighthouse, the House of Light, a One Light Federation church, which is located in Melton, Victoria, Australia. We come to you at this time every week. We thank you for your time, for listening, for taking on board and embracing, and we likewise thank you for sharing this message and indeed helping us spread the divine love and light. God bless you.